cats are all over the place with their times. They really are. They're blind and they only come out at night. What's the difference? Really? They're blind and they only come out at night. Well, they're just making it more difficult for themselves. And they hang upside down. Do you think they know they're upside down? You're upside down. Am I? I wonder why it's shit all down here. So sorry. There's people going, I'm fucking leaving now, that's disgusting.
Back to the really early days, I mean, were you funny at school? Which is weird, me asking this, because it's the one question when I get in interviews.
Oh, do
I
they
can't
ask
bear
you
it.
that?
Oh,
and what
were
do
you
you
the funny
answer?
kid at school to deflect the bullies? And I was like, no, I was really quiet. Really quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
I was good at voices, and they used to harness that. That was the one thing. I was a bit with accents and things.
Oh, and is that what got you through?
We did a school play, but the songs from Oliver, and I compared it, but I had to be like a chimney sweep. And you could see all the parents looking, you never get that up a chimney, look at it. Size of him.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny bit I'm doing,
sweep.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, I mean, they say that, don't they? I mean, I used to do a joke about that. What was it? It was, you know, they say you do a bit of comedy to get you through school and all that, and I used to just go around beating up all the idiots.
You were the bully. That was it.
And nicking their material. Just, tell me something funny. No, I didn't. No, I was very shy and quite idiotic at school, so I never did any of that, really.
With it, you know, the business been in your family. What was it? Was it your granddad as well? Was he?
No, my granddad used to just get up in the pub and sing now and again. He really enjoyed his voice. He had a really good voice, and he looked the image of Frank Sinatra.
No.
Exactly like him, yeah, when he was younger. Not when he was old, like, when he was big, you know. But, yeah, and he was a real strong guy. I like my granddad. I love my granddad. He's brilliant.
But your dad went into the business. Why? Where did that come from? Was that just a...
I don't know, but my father's got this amazing ability just to do anything. I don't know where he gets it from. It just must be in his genes or something. But I've seen him get a tune out of a chair once. He's just unbelievable. He can pick a chair up and just get a tune out of it, not just by smashing it over your head, you know, not a rhythmic one.
Big
but,
finish.
Yeah, and for more big finish. Yeah, he really is. He's just a genius. And when I was a kid, he was my hero because we used to travel around with him and he'd perform. And seeing your dad on the stage, you know, in lights, and it's unbelievable to watch. Unbelievable.
When were the first sort of glimmerings of stand-up as an idea? You know, first coming to your head? When did you first consider it as an option for something you could do, you know,
I think the way it did is when I was at art college, I joined a band. The band were absolutely crap. I mean, they were mad. Our lead singer was mad. He'd always start a fight when we had a gig and, you know, he was like mental. And I used to play the drums, and people used to say, who's the idiot on the drums? He's just like an idiot. And I used to have big fuzzy hair, odd clothing, and huge ears sticking out the side of the fuzzy, and they go, who's the mad geezer on the drums? And I never said a word, you know, just pack my drums away and go away, and it was always that. So I always got a few kind of, who's the idiot on the drums?
Yeah.
And then after the band sort of split up because they were crap, I sort of thought, well, I can play a couple of instruments and all that. So I went out and started doing that at night. It was a natural progression because it was something we'd always done in our house. If I wasn't doing this now, I'd be playing instruments in the house or doing something like that, I think, because it was just something we did.
Can you remember your first sort of proper gig where you said, oh, I'm going to go and...
I think... Well, I mean, I've done a number of clubs, working men's clubs, but I think the moment I sort of really thought I enjoyed it was when I did the Comedy Store, I think. One night, I went to do the Comedy Store because I'd been writing my own material doing working men's clubs and it was just dying so badly, which I can't blame the people because it was crap, you know. Yeah. It was really bad. It was observational crap. You ever walk down the road and like trip over? It's really like funny, isn't it? You know, in a working men's club. You know what? You know, it's all that going.
Buy him off.
Yeah, kill him. And fair play.
I was told once that someone threw a fire extinguisher at you on stage. Is that true?
Yeah, in Brighton, yeah. Yeah.
A bigger, not one of them.
Yeah, that was really alternative. Yeah. No, not one of them ones. You know, the ones in the rally cars. No, the full-on. Bang! Just hit me on the head.
No.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind. I never said anything. I haven't even said anything yet. So they didn't know what it was like. But that is in the early days. It was harsh, but it was alternative. You know, harsh. I was a subliminal act. Just
There's a title for a
DVD.
Harsh but alternative.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but that's all right. I learnt something that night. So.
And another thing I didn't know about you was going to America when you were still a teenager to try and crack it, which is that's a bold move.
Bold, but
mate, I must have made sense. Were you married at that point? Because you.
Yeah, I was well married then. Yeah. I mean,
darling, I'm going to the States. How did that go over?
I don't know really. I mean, we at that point, me and Neville quite raw. I'd been married a couple of years, and I just thought, well, why not? I've got nothing to lose. We're just living in a flat in Southend.
Yeah.
And then I thought I might as well go and have a go. I can play a couple of instruments and do a bit of comedy.
And it was Star Search, and you won it.
Well, I was playing a comedy club.
Yeah.
And this bloke come down with bouffant silver hair. It was Los Angeles, obviously, and he went, well, there's a talent show, and I think you'd be good on it. And I went, yeah, all right, I'll do it. I've got nothing to lose. And what happened was that it come in really handy because I ran out of money, and he was willing to put us up in a hotel for 3 nights to do the show.
Right.
And then he took us down there in a with a load of other performers and comedians and stuff like that from America. And all these performers, they were all dead determined. I'm going to make a career, man. This is going to be my career. I'm a stand-up comedian, you know. And I was in the dressing room just before I went on. It was brilliant. And this American stand-up, there's a big mirror in the dressing room. There was 5 stand-up comedians, Americans, and myself, and then there was some singers and stuff like International Star Search it was, and it's a very famous show over there. And I didn't know. I was probably the best. I was very naive, and there was a big mirror, and this big guy said he's looking in the mirror and he's going, "You're great." He's just about to be introduced. He went, "You're great. You're gonna kick ass tonight, okay? You." And he's looking in the mirror, and I'm sort of sat there going, "Fuck, what have I got involved in?" And then they went, and so introduced him, died on his arse, he did. And he came back to the mirror and he went, "Okay, so you're not so good." And then he just sat down.
At least he had a word with himself.
Yeah, a bit of therapy, you know. And but I won $5,000. I won $5,000, and it was like brilliant because we came home and I said to me missus, you know, maybe I can make a go at this.
Yeah.
I still got the cheque that they gave us at home. It's unbelievable. This cheque, you know. Yeah. And then they give us this cheque, this small one, and then they give us a big one. There's a big, you know, one of them big ones. And I'm sort of on stage with the bloke going, "How do I cash this?" And he's gone, "What?" I said, "How do I get this under the, you know?" And he's like, "No, you don't use this." And I'm like, "I know that." Americans, no sense of irony. "How do I get this under the till?" "You don't use this."
In the early days, who were the comics you admired, you know, when you started?
I liked Steve Martin, Robin Williams.
Ade you see Steve Martin when he was on Parkinson?
No, I
I've
missed
asked people this. It's the first time I'd ever seen him, and
have I seen
that was one of the first things he does is he does 10 minutes of his stand-up, and then he sits down, he leans over, and he cuts Parkinson's toe off.
Oh, you see, that's brilliant.
With a pair of scissors, and all I remember is Parkinson looking really pissed off and going, "Mary bought me that."
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what he'd say. Yeah, Mary bought me that.
Robin Williams, of course. You know, there's a similar, probably the only other stand-up who I've seen put as much physical effort into it as you, really.
Yeah, I liked it because I liked this visual thing.
But you know, the man was full of cocaine.
Yeah. Well, who's to say I'm not on 4 lines of coconut, you know? No, but I liked it. I liked Robin Williams because he was very physical-minded, you know, and that's why I liked it. And Steve Martin and Sam Kenniston is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I like something with a bit of bollocks to it.
Yeah.
You know, where you've got no gaps and it's all kind of babba, 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 and that's what Sam Kenniston had, that soul for me.
Yeah.
You know, when you see... I remember in the early days, in the comedy store, you'd sit there and you knew someone was, like, having a go because they'd get up and you'd see them really fucking go for it.
Yeah.
And you think, that guy there's brilliant. Because
you could see it. It's more you could tell when people didn't mean it.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, like someone get up and go, "How about unemployment? Terrible, isn't it?" And you go, "Hold on a minute."
Talking about sort of performing in general, it's been such an amazing few years for you. There was the whole experience of being in the producers. in the West End, which must have been amazing. Because
it's interesting. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah? How did that come about?
I only wanted to work. I mean, I just wanted to work with Mel Brooks because he's a massive hero.
Yeah,
and you can never, when you sat down with him talking, you can't get all what you want to say to him. You go, oh, in Blazing Saddles, right? You know that because he'd just go, look, get away from me. But it was really good fun and an inspiration to work with.
Yeah.
And everything that you wanted him to be. I mean, he just was everything. Because the Producers is a brilliant film. It's like if you've got a collection of films, it's right up there with number 3, you know. And then when Nathan, who's an old mate of mine who was in the show in New York, sort of phoned us up and said, "It's coming. You want to do it or what?" You know. And I sort of thought, yeah, okay. And Nathan's a truck. If you ever get on stage with somebody and once you're on stage, he come at you like a truck, and you've got to prepare yourself for that. And I don't mind that. I quite like that. Yeah. I like a truck coming at us. I do. It's brilliant because he's got a force, you know, on stage. He's amazing.
And of course, before that, which is from my point of view, which has even seemed to me a more terrifying prospect than the Producers, you did Beckett's Endgame with Gambon, with Michael Gambon.
That's right. Yeah, he was very similar to Mel Brooks, actually, a bit mad. They've got that same sort of personality. I love that personality because it's something I'm never going to be. Yeah. They've got that kind of rebellious kind of thing going on. Michael's... I've only worked with 3 people who's very similar to Michael Gambon, and who's funny, and yet they take their work so seriously, and that's Oliver Reed, who was very similar. Yeah. Very... he would play and have some fun, and then, but when it came to work, he was brilliant. And Christopher Walken was the same.
The crew.
Same
the people that the crew love, aren't they? And
they love them, and they're a bit mad, and you don't know where you are with them, and I love that.
Was Walken not scary?
He was scary, but not. Because he knows what he is, you know, and I love that. And Mel Brooks is that. You go, he's going to have a go at me, and then he wouldn't. One night we was in rehearsals, and we was rehearsing, and Mel used to sit right up in the top balcony, and he went, stop, stop, stop. And everyone stopped, the band went dun, 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 like this. Yeah. And he'd come all the way down, he's going, Jesus Christ, I don't believe, and he's coming up the aisle like this, he's got on the stage, and he just come up to me and he whispered in my ear, he went, "Are you gay?" And I went, "No, I'm not gay." And he went, "You look gay." I said, "It's because I'm dancing." He went, "You dance really gay." And no one knows, everyone else in rehearsals is going, "What's he's getting? He's having a go at him. He's having a go." And he's going, "You sure you're not gay?" And I thought that was to do, because he stopped everything. Yeah. You've got musicians and, you know, all these people, and Nathan standing there going, "What's the problem?" I love people that are slightly off the wall and mad.
You've managed to do incredibly well out of all the British stand-ups, the modern generation. In fact, now I think of it, out of all the stand-ups, really only yourself and Billy Connolly appear to have gone to Hollywood with, you know, great success. You know, come out with good work as well, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. You know, I don't know how that happened. I'm not an actor. I don't want to be an actor. I'm a stand-up, or I'm trying to be a stand-up. That's what I do. But these things just get in the way. Like the Farrelly brothers, we writ that part in a bar. The part that they was in the film.
In Something About Mary.
They was just having a laugh in a bar, and the Farrellys are so mad that they go, "Yeah, I'll tell you, let me get some crutches." And you go, "Yeah, OK, well, so I do this." And then they gave me the crutches for a couple of days to practice with, and then we sort of basically wrote it like that.
There must have been a temptation to buy into the whole Hollywood thing, though. Surely you could have...
I can't, because I've got my family here. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't leave them and...
Well, no, you could have...
And you could never live there.
No?
No. Could you do that? That'd be a nightmare.
They've got a pier, Santa Monica. It's like Southend.
Yeah, they've got no trains. You've got to walk up it. How many times do you walk up the pier in Southend? You do it once for relatives.
You do it once, yeah.
Here's the pier. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once and you get the train back.
You get the train back, and that's it. I'm not doing that again.
They've been quite wildly different films as well. I mean, working with Luc Besson on The Fifth Element.
Yeah, well, why not work with him?
A huge budget, you know, science fiction thing.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he phoned us up personally. He sort of said, "Look, I'm in London. I need this just a little bit. Yeah. It's not too big. It's just would you?" And I said, "Yeah." Yeah, what? With you? Yeah. You're joking. And it was interesting. I want to learn.
You did that, Leon.
I did.
I'll have some of that.
Leon, I know exactly. Yeah. And just out of that, you know, Leon, what a film,
amazing,
I know.
Again, it must be quite sort of gratifying to be able to meet people who you sort of admired when you were younger? I know you worked with Ray Winston, who's sort of one of these great British character actors we've grown up with.
Well, yeah.
You worked with him on The Martins, didn't you? And Kathy as well. Kathy, another amazing actor.
Someone who I love very much. Yeah, really nice people and good to work with, and very supportive. Yeah. I mean, Ray as well he likes. If you're working with Ray, he likes to get things real. Yeah. You know, and if I had a little bit of a fight scene with him, and he likes to. Yeah. And this was the this was the whole thing. Kath said to me the day before, you know, we got Ray coming in tomorrow, and I went, yeah, so what? And she went, nah, he likes to go for it, if you know what I mean. You know, and then the director Tony's known Ray for a long time. And he said, no, when Ray goes for it, because it's in the script, I can see it in the script, it's got a fight scene. Yeah. And I went, what do you mean he goes for it? He said, Ray likes to go for it, you know. I mean, he goes for it. So all night I'm thinking, Ray Winston's a big fella, you know. He's going to knock the crap out of me. And then all that morning I'm shitting myself and getting worried, and they're saying Ray's on his way in. And he's probably back at the hotel getting all zooped up for it, because he likes to train up. And I'm thinking, he's going to kill me, this bloke. And he was like the nicest bloke you'd ever worked for. But he does like to go for it. Yeah. You know? And we had this fight scene where he's shaking me like this. He's going, how dare you come down to where I work, and all this sort of stuff. And I'm doing this, and then he throws me to the floor. And as I hit the floor, I thought, he's really angry, or he's acting. One of the two. So I just had some dirt in my hand here, and I just threw it like that. Yeah. And he went, ah! Oh, God, he is angry. But a brilliant bloke to work with, he really is. And he's so professional, you know.
Amazing stuff. Hey, we're going to be back with Mr. Lee Evans talking about his tour and showing you some exclusive footage right after the break. Stick around.